Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's episode. Today, we're diving into the magical world of twin flames, exploring the depth of their unconditional love and discovering what it truly means to surrender to it. When we first embark on this journey, it's often overwhelming. We find ourselves constantly thinking about this person, confused by our intense emotions, and wondering why we can't seem to break free. This is why I call the twin flame awakening a journey. As time goes on, our perspective shifts. We begin to understand our role in this unique connection and realize the steps we need to take to reach union. But here's the twist. Union isn't the end goal. It's just the beginning of a beautiful new chapter. Let's explore this journey together and uncover the wonders it holds. Today, let's explore the two types of unions in the twin flame journey. The first is the union with your higher self, where you truly connect with who you are. The second is the 3D union, where you come together in a romantic, loving relationship while also serving the world. Focusing solely on the 3D union can cause us to miss out on crucial aspects like unconditional love, divine timing, and the importance of trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly. Connecting with your higher self is vital because it has a deeper wisdom that surpasses our minds. When we let our minds dominate, we risk succumbing to doubts like, "This will never happen," "This isn't real," or "You don't deserve love." This week, I had a powerful realization about how everything in our lives is interconnected. That's why I highly recommend keeping a diary or notes. Time flies, and we often forget how far we've come and the transformations we've experienced. Remember, everything happens for a reason, and every step is part of your journey. Reflecting on my journey, I realize how far I've come since launching my first podcast episode just a month ago on May 12th. Many of you have been with me since the beginning, and it's amazing to see how this has evolved. Initially, I planned to do just 10 episodes and then stop. But my higher self had other plans, constantly waking me up in the middle of the night with a clear message: start a podcast. Despite my mind's resistance, I followed this guidance. This past Tuesday, I visited my Reiki master, a guiding force who helps me stay connected to my feminine energy. Those of you who attended the retreat might remember her beautiful messages. She advised me to relax and reflect because I'm on the brink of a significant transformation, shedding my old self and moving to the next level. Interestingly, my visit coincided with June 11th, the day I first met my twin flame. Back then, it was just a casual greeting and a fist bump. But that moment marked the beginning of profound changes in my life. A year into this podcast journey, I feel incredibly blessed and grateful. I never imagined I would connect with so many wonderful souls and help others through their pain. I understand that deep pain, the struggle of feeling misunderstood, and the futile attempts to escape it. But I've learned that we must face our pain honestly and let it go to embrace our true path. Pain is inevitable, but how we deal with it defines our journey. Will you hide from it or face it head-on? The twin flame journey isn't an easy one. But then again, what meaningful journey is? It demands growth, patience, and a commitment to becoming your higher self. Sometimes I may come across as a bit harsh because the truth can be painful, and we often resist the hard parts. We crave the butterflies and the feel-good moments, but there's no real growth in that comfort zone. Today's episode is going to be a bit different. I'm bringing in some clips that deeply resonate with me and explain why I'm discussing this topic. Here's a clip from a monk that perfectly encapsulates the challenges of this journey. If you've ever wondered why the path feels so difficult, listen to this, and we'll continue from there. Nothing I'm truly proud of or deeply appreciate today came quickly. Everything worthwhile involved a lot of sweat, suffering, persistence, patience, and trust. Nothing in life happens with the click of a button. Those quick fixes are distractions. Ironically, my podcast is just a button click away, but I hope it's not a distraction for you. Instead, I hope it guides you toward becoming your higher self, which requires hard work and shedding old beliefs and pains. It's not fun, but it's necessary. This week, I've struggled with whether to continue this podcast. It would be so much easier to take the easy route. But my higher self keeps reminding me of the importance of this work. Without honest guidance, how will we navigate the many distractions out there? It's crucial to understand that promises like, "I can bring your twin flame back," or "I'm in contact with your twin's higher self," are misleading. I've researched and read extensively on this topic, and it's clear. No one can channel your twin flame's higher self without your permission. Real connection and understanding require your active participation and consent. So, while the journey is tough, it's also incredibly rewarding. Don't be swayed by easy promises. Embrace the work, connect with your higher self, and trust the process. I'm not saying this to be harsh, but I urge you to listen to your higher self. Trust your intuition about what is good and what isn't. Don't blindly believe anyone, especially when it comes to something as personal and profound as your twin flame journey. I remember a woman telling me at the beginning of my journey that she had spent thousands on psychics and others who promised to bring her twin flame back. Despite all those promises, nothing happened. She asked me to remind everyone to connect with their soul, start meditating, and practice becoming their higher self. This inner work helps you discern the truth. When you're most vulnerable, it's easy to fall prey to those who would exploit your pain for profit. Stay strong, trust yourself, and do the work necessary to connect with your higher self. This is the true path to understanding and growth. I've been doing a lot of reflecting this week, and it's made me realize just how grateful I am. Every night before bed, I have this practice that many of you might not know about. Whenever I see new followers, new subscribers, or comments, whether they're nice or not so nice, I get emotional. It means a lot to me that you've taken the time to engage with my content. I give huge gratitude to each one of you, especially those who leave comments, because I get to see your names. This gratitude practice is a big part of my life. I'm so thankful that you've tuned into my stories and grown from them. Recently, I received emails from retreat participants sharing how their lives have changed, how they feel more connected to themselves, and how they see their potential. One soul told me she's now understanding what it means to be her higher self, achieving things she never thought possible, and feeling love flow into her life. These messages fill me with immense gratitude. It reminds me why I do this, even when I struggle with doubt. It would be so easy to create illusions, to say, "Do this and pay X amount of money and I guarantee results." But that's not my path. I'm here to offer genuine guidance and help you connect with your higher self. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. Reading a soul's energy has given me a lot of insight and a sense of secret power, which is why I'm a big believer in channeling. Since I started, I've devoured countless books to understand its depths. It's fascinating, and I'm planning a podcast episode about it. We often like to label ourselves, saying things like, "You're a twin flame, so you must be this, this, and this." The other day, during a channeling session, we delved deeper into planetary origins and connections. I discovered something fascinating about Sirius B, a planet I had no prior knowledge of. It turns out that many influential people who worked with energy, like Tesla, Einstein, Plato, and H. Mariku, have connections to Sirius B. This realization made me see that we're far more than just the label of twin flames. I'm considering whether to share this episode on YouTube or Patreon, but I want to emphasize how important it is to look beyond labels. When I struggle with doubts, I remind myself why I started this podcast. If I can help even 10 people become their higher selves, attract love, and fulfill their missions to bring more love and light into the world, then it's all worth it. I've never done this for the numbers, but every new follower or comment melts my heart. After a month of podcasting, I'm incredibly grateful for your support, perspectives, and love. Thank you for connecting with me and being part of this journey. I am beyond thankful for each one of you. That's why I want to dive into the topic of unconditional love today. It's a fundamental aspect of the twin flame journey, to love your twin unconditionally. But what does that really mean? It means releasing any conditions or expectations about how the union should unfold. You let go of timelines, actions your twin should take, or behaviors they should exhibit. Your twin flame is a reflection of you, sharing the same energy. They come into your life to ignite your true essence, your flame. That's why periods of separation occur. We often see the best version of our twin flames, even when they themselves may not fully realize it. Yet. I've experienced this with my own twin flame. He doubts himself, but I see his potential and push him towards it, just as he does for me, perhaps subconsciously. Whenever I'm unsure about what to do, I receive signs and understanding. This reinforces the idea that twin flame connections are not based on conditions. It's not about what your twin flame must do or be in your life. You love them regardless. Now, does this mean you must serve the world together in a romantic relationship? Not necessarily. It's not a requirement for union. But understanding and embodying unconditional love is essential for reaching that union. I want to emphasize one more thing. Unconditional love begins within you. It's about loving yourself unconditionally, being kind to yourself, and truly connecting with who you are. It means avoiding self-criticism, negative self-talk, and self-sabotage, and instead recognizing your own greatness. This isn't about boosting your ego or self-esteem. It's about knowing your truth. I've had doubts about whether I'm being too harsh or if my truth is too tough. But my higher self reminds me that sometimes we all need a wake-up call, and maybe I'm meant to be that wake-up call for others. It's not always easy to hear, but once we do, we know it's necessary. Despite these doubts, I continue to listen to my higher self. Even when my ego tells me I've done enough and it's time to step back, I know that this work is important and meaningful. Now, I want to share a message that beautifully describes unconditional love. Let's listen to it together and then we'll carry on. I was 40 and he was 25 when we met in a charming French medieval village. After just 4 days of debating, I couldn't resist his charm and agreed to go out with him. He was unlike anyone I'd ever met, a talented painter, sculptor, and musician with a deep love for Roman architecture and nature. He introduced me to the beauty of trees, plants, and flowers, and his music, a fusion of flamenco and Irish melodies, stirred something within me. Everything about him was extraordinary, and I couldn't believe someone like him would be interested in someone my age. As time went on, our bond grew stronger. We travelled together, attended festivals where he performed with his band, and explored old churches, sneaking in to admire the artwork. Despite our age difference, we shared a deep connection and affectionately called each other playful names like Porito and Pito. But there was one thing that weighed heavily on my heart. He wanted children, and I couldn't bear to deprive him of that experience. The realization hit me like a ton of bricks, and I knew our paths diverged at that moment. Though it broke my heart, I knew I had to let him go. Our separation wasn't easy. For 3.5 years, we struggled to move on, trying to convince ourselves that it was for the best. He was willing to give up his dreams, and I was willing to give him children. But deep down, we knew it wasn't the right path for either of us. I tried introducing him to other women, hoping he would find happiness elsewhere, but our bond was too strong to sever. We cried, our friends didn't understand, and time seemed to slip away. I was nearing 45, and the weight of our situation grew heavier with each passing day. One day, as I sat on a terrace in Toulouse, sipping my drink, she appeared. It was like magic, sudden, inexplicable, and utterly powerful. I could sense her presence before I even saw her. With her fiery red hair and a velvety Victorian hat, slightly crushed yet soft, she seemed like a beautiful anomaly walking on 2 legs. I approached her, struck up a conversation, and discovered she was an author of children's books. For 4 weeks, we shared a special connection until I introduced her to my friend Jam Mel. The moment their eyes met, and I saw his smile, I knew it was right. It felt good. Really good. I had arranged for a friend to call me with a fake emergency so I could leave. He sensed something was up. As we hugged, he pleaded, "Don't leave me." But I knew I had to set him free. "Live your dreams. Be free. Even if it means without me," I told him. With a heavy heart, I turned away, never looking back. They called me countless times the next day, but I changed my number, moved away, and didn't see him for 4 long years. Then, one day, I decided to reach out. He was showcasing his work in a nearby village, and as I entered the gallery, I saw how time had transformed him. A little girl with curly red hair and sparkling green eyes rushed towards me. In French, she asked, "Are you the fairy from 40?" I find this story incredibly moving, especially the sentiment that true love means setting someone free. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when we're hurting at the beginning of this journey. I'm not saying you have to feel ready to let go today, but it's a lesson we often hear repeated: the importance of surrendering and releasing our grip. Learning to let go is a crucial exercise if you want to understand the depth of your connection, whether you end up together or not. It's about acknowledging that some bonds are meant to transcend physical closeness and serve a higher purpose, regardless of the outcome. I understand that hearing about letting go, especially when you're yearning for companionship or starting a family, can feel overwhelming. But trust me, if you immerse yourself in the language of love and learn to embrace the present moment, it can make all the difference. Reading The Power of Now can help you grasp the concept that everything happening in your life right now is exactly as it's meant to be. Reflecting on the day I met my twin flame, I had no clue how that simple fist bump would alter my path forever. But looking back, I see it was all part of a larger plan. My journey hasn't been easy. It's been filled with challenges that nearly broke me. That's why I may come across as tough sometimes. I understand what it takes to evolve into your higher self, to spread love, and to keep going even when it feels lonely. But having each of you here, from different corners of the world, is a true blessing. My greatest wish is for you to live your best life, filled with love, joy, and perhaps even the family you dream of. There's nothing more beautiful than witnessing and experiencing love in its purest form. That's why I'm incredibly grateful for the retreat experience. It showed me the power of pure love, those moments when I received a much-needed hug or someone held my hand without expecting anything in return. It also reminded me of the duality of life, darkness and light. Even when it feels like the darkness is pulling you in, choose to stay in the light, and love will guide you through. I feel immensely blessed to have crossed paths with such beautiful souls, and all I want is to help you on your journey. Just like with twin flames, sometimes you need to let them go. I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I'm still learning every day. I dedicate hours to meditation, reading, research, and taking care of my family because I'm here to serve. When my intuition urged me to move away from my twin flame, I had to trust that our connection would endure, no matter what. It led me to where I am today, seeking answers and continuing to grow. This journey teaches us so much, which is why I emphasize the importance of journaling, meditating, and surrounding yourself with non-judgmental people. In today's session, we're diving deep into connecting with our higher selves. We'll explore intuitive writing and release any doubts holding us back. These small steps can work wonders, unveiling our true selves and teaching us the art of letting go. Trust me, I've witnessed this magic unfold countless times. Now, I've often emphasized the profound nature of twin flame love, and rightfully so. Initially, it's hard to imagine anything more beautiful, powerful, or divine. After all, it's a connection with our very essence, our higher selves. That's why pushing away your twin flame is akin to pushing away a part of yourself. It just doesn't work. Yet, let's remember, twin flames are rare. The more I delve into this world, the more I realize their uniqueness. However, this rarity doesn't mean we won't encounter soul tribe members or individuals with whom we share profound soul contracts. Take the story we just heard. Their love was immense, undeniable. Still, they couldn't deny each other's dreams. But here's the thing. When we choose love and let go, new opportunities emerge. Love has an uncanny way of finding us, whether it's through a twin flame, a soul tribe member, or someone unexpected. So, trust in the process, choose love, and watch as the universe aligns in beautiful ways. Let me share a little anecdote with you. Back when I was younger, I was laser-focused on my career. I distinctly remember telling myself, no distractions, just career growth. And wouldn't you know it, fate had other plans. Right after making that declaration, I stumbled upon my soulmate. Talk about irony, right? It's like the universe has this funny way of working. When we finally decide to go within, to discover ourselves and embrace who we truly are, that's when love tends to find us. I'm sure you've seen this pattern before. When you're desperate for a job, it feels like none are coming your way. But the moment you land one, suddenly everyone's offering you positions left and right. It's all about energy, about vibration. That's why I always stress the importance of surrounding yourself with uplifting communities. Find places where your energy is lifted just by being there. Because, at the end of the day, everything boils down to energy. I'm always mindful of the company I keep. People often ask me, how did you get to where you are? And my response? Well, it's a mix of consistency, trust in divine timing, and surrounding myself with the right vibes. I firmly believe that the energy we're surrounded by has a huge impact on us. When I'm around folks radiating high vibes, it lifts me up too. And that's what I aim to do for you. Bring a little upliftment into your day. But here's the thing. If you find yourself back in a lower vibration, it takes time and effort to climb back up. So, choose wisely who you spend your time with and what kind of information you let into your space. If you notice a lot of negativity, blame, gossip, or judgment, tread carefully because that energy can seep into your own. Remember, everything is energy. So let's talk about the power of letting go and surrendering. These words might sound simple, but trust me, They're anything but easy. Yet, they mark the beginning of everything. When I reflect on my own journey, there was a pivotal moment where I had to let go of my old life and embrace the unknown. It wasn't about being brave. It was about following the whispers of my heart and soul. Looking back, it all fell into place once I took that leap of faith. Let me share something important with you today. Trust that your twin flame is already present in your life. Avoid using phrases like, "I'm seeking," "I want this," or "I want that." Instead, embrace the idea that things are unfolding as they should. I understand it's tough, especially in the early stages of this journey. You might resist hearing this advice, feeling like, "I don't want to hear any of it. Why should I let go? I want this person back. They complete me." I get it. I've felt that too. But dwelling on this keeps you stuck and prevents you from taking the necessary steps toward your personal growth. Perhaps you need to write a book, change jobs, travel, or learn more about yourself. These actions are essential for your journey, but don't do them with the sole hope of reuniting with your twin flame. Let me stress this point because it's crucial, and I've seen it time and time again. If you approach things with the mindset of, "I'll do this, and then my twin flame will come back," you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Instead, begin with the belief that your twin flame is already present in your life. Trust in the love that exists between you, and focus on deepening your connection with your higher self and with love itself. When you align yourself with this positive energy, you'll naturally attract more love into your life. Remember, like attracts like. Your energy of love will inevitably draw more love towards you. You're the architect of your life, sculpting it with every choice you make. That means, if there's something you're not happy with, you have the power to change it. It's about tapping into that incredible power within you, connecting with the divine, whether you call it God, the universe, or your guardian angels. They're rooting for you, ready to lend a hand, waiting for you to acknowledge their presence. When you open yourself up to their guidance, miracles can unfold, transforming your entire existence. It might sound straightforward, and in some ways, it is. Yet, the degree of difficulty often depends on how we navigate it. The best part? It's available to everyone, free of charge. I absolutely adore Dolores Cannon. Her teachings resonate deeply with me, and I can't recommend her enough. There's a purity to her energy and words that just speaks the truth. Eckhart Tolle is another gem in the spiritual realm, and there are a few other lesser-known teachers I'd encourage you to explore. They may not be in the spotlight, but their insights are invaluable. I had a profound realization of our creative power during a retreat. It's like a light bulb moment. I am the creator of my energy, my life, my reality. It all boils down to how connected we are and the quality of our energy. That's why energy is everything. Now, I'm not here to dictate how you should live your life or what choices you should make. But think about it. Even what you eat is energy. Recently, I had a flashback to a conversation where I was boasting about my healthy lifestyle, eating mostly vegetarian, avoiding alcohol, connecting with nature. But then, it hit me. I'm privileged to have the means to make those choices. But my Reiki master reminded me that this privilege is also a result of my own conscious shifts and decisions. It's a powerful reminder of our ability to shape our reality. If you're feeling stuck or things aren't going as planned in your life, it might be time to shift gears. It's all about shaking off that feeling of lack and embracing abundance. I say this all the time, but it's worth repeating. Pay attention to the content you consume, the company you keep, and the information you let into your space. These seemingly small choices shape your reality in big ways. I'm not here to judge what's right or wrong for you, but I do want to emphasize the importance of being mindful. If you're striving to become your best self and attract love, success, and happiness, it starts with creating the right energy. That means letting go of old patterns and embracing new possibilities. Everything, and I mean everything, boils down to energy. Even science backs this up. So, when we talk about spirituality and science, they're more connected than you might think. It's all about harnessing that energy and using it to create the life you want. So, if you're curious about the first step in surrendering and letting go, it's all about turning inward. Ask yourself, what's my next move? Are you ready to walk away from your twin flame? Now, I'm not a huge advocate for extreme measures like deleting numbers or cutting ties completely. Personally, if someone kept blocking and unblocking me, I'd wonder if we were back in kindergarten. Communication is key, after all. Even when it's tough, especially with my twin flame, we've always kept the lines of communication open, though I did make the mistake of deleting some cherished messages once. But now, I've accepted that they're out there in the universe, and I'll let them be. If you're considering walking away, it's important to realize that the connection remains, and when the time is right, they'll come back. I recently made a video about focusing solely on one love, and let me tell you, I get it. You may worry about missing out on other forms of love, like the love for your family, your pets, or anyone significant in your life. It's natural to feel sad at the thought of losing that, but it's crucial to remember to spread love daily to everyone in your life, including yourself. If your current partner isn't the right fit, it might be time to let go. Don't trap yourself in a situation where you feel suffocated and unable to breathe. In a world filled with labels, rules, and expectations, love stands apart. Love knows no boundaries, no restrictions. Similarly, when we think of serving this world, it's about doing what feels right from a place of love and kindness. It's about cherishing and embracing everyone around us for as long as we can, showing gratitude for their presence in our lives. Just like I express my gratitude at the end of each podcast episode, thanking each one of you who has supported, subscribed, liked, commented, or reached out with a heartfelt message. Even if I haven't personally responded to you yet, rest assured, your presence and support are deeply appreciated. I keep a mental list of everyone who has touched my journey, and maybe I'm a little bit eccentric, but then again, who isn't a little bit quirky on this journey of life, right? So that's the story I wanted to share today about love, and the reason it's been on my mind so much lately is because I've had some time to really reflect on its incredible power. Love has this amazing ability to heal, to flourish, and to bring people together in ways we never could have imagined. It's brought me into contact with individuals I never expected to meet, and together we've created something truly wonderful. Even when darkness tries to creep in and cast a shadow, I've learned the importance of flipping on the light switch and staying grounded in that love. So, that's what I wanted to leave you with for today's episode. I hope you found it inspiring. Remember, when we cling onto doubts and fears, it's like building a barrier that keeps other positive energies from entering our lives. Fear can be incredibly powerful, as we see in the world around us, but what's most important to remember is this: where there's love, there's healing, and where there's fear and manipulation, healing struggles to find its way in. I want to tread lightly on this topic because ultimately, everyone is on their own journey, and I genuinely wish them all the best. But I do want to emphasize the importance of being cautious and looking out for yourself. If you ever feel uncomfortable or harassed, please don't hesitate to reach out. trusting your inner voice is key here. I don't want to dwell on negativity, but I feel it's necessary to address. It truly pains me to see these messages, and I always advocate for focusing on the positive and personal growth rather than getting caught up in negativity. However, a kind soul reached out to me and asked me to address this publicly, so I felt it necessary. Nonetheless, I want to end on a brighter note. I have a poem that I stumbled upon recently, which I think is quite fitting for our discussion today, and I'd love to share it with you all. It's incredible how life unfolds, isn't it? That's why I always urge you to jot things down, whether on your phone or in your journal. These words might seem simple now, but trust me, one day they'll reveal their true significance. Life is fleeting, yes, but I'm not here to tell you to fight tooth and nail for what you love. Sometimes, loving means letting go. Look around for signs and meanings, and if they elude you, consider that a sign in itself. Reflect on all the hurdles you've already overcome. Isn't it remarkable how you're still standing, still smiling, despite it all? Think back to the unexpected joys that have graced your life. It's okay if they've moved on. New wonders will find their way to you, igniting that same sense of awe. Remember, everything is relative. Consider the person who occupies your thoughts every day, even if they're out of reach. Recognize the rarity of such a connection. In this vast universe, love and pain intertwine, both a curse and a blessing. Even in your darkest moments, you'll be astounded by the light that surrounds you. Some people watch tear-jerking movies without shedding a tear, listen to heart-wrenching songs without a second thought. Others visit places steeped in memories, rewriting the story without their presence. And then, there are those who may read all this and not fully grasp its essence. But if you find yourself nodding along, understanding the depth of these words, then consider yourself blessed in this life. Pause for a moment and truly absorb it. As we wrap up this reading, keep in mind that you're never alone on this journey. You're surrounded by abundant support from the spiritual realm, your guides, ancestors, and the higher selves of those who deeply care about you. Even the masculine energy reaching out to you across space and time shows the profound connection you share. Trust in the divine timing of events and have faith that everything is unfolding just as it should. Even when it feels like you're flying solo, remember, you're resilient, cherished, and exactly where you need to be on your path of self-discovery and empowerment. All love.